I sat down for an exclusive interview at his home in Mar-a-Lago. And Mr. Trump was with me just moments before he departed for that rally in Pennsylvania. We wrapped up in the afternoon. It was later in the afternoon that he left on his plane and landed in Pennsylvania. An extended interview, a host of issues, including his much anticipated vice presidential announcement. He told me, and our own Bret Baier, he will do that today. The reports that the Biden campaign now is polling Vice President Kamala Harris and the strength against you to see how she would do. So, Mr. President, what I realize is it has to almost be her if it's not Biden if they want that money, that campaign cash, that $90+ million, because her name is on the ticket with him. So if she slides to the top, that makes logical sense. Otherwise, it gets apportioned in different ways. She's younger. Do you care if it's Kamala Harris that you run against? And what would you do if it were?
She's got some very radical left ideology that's not going to sell for this country. The country's tired of it. The country's tired of woke. The country's tired of all of these crazy things, open borders. Who wants open borders? Who wants men to be allowed to play in women's sports and set records that would never even have been thought of? This is not fair. This is so demeaning to women. Who wants this? It's not even competition. Who wants this to happen? How can you have an ideology? You know, I bring that up because it always gets big applause at the rally, right? And the rallies get, because it's so basic. Men playing in women's sports. We are not going to allow it. And it gets a big hand, but it's like open borders. Who wants open borders where criminals are pouring into our country? She never went to the border. She says she did once, but she went to a part of the border that you and I would like to go to vacation, okay? She was given the responsibility of the border. I have Tom Homan lined up. We have the greatest people. We're going to close our border. We're going to have people come into our country, but they're going to come in legally.
Now, you said day one you would do that.
Day one.
I caught you on Instagram. My team printed this out for me, and here's your Instagram. Joe should immediately take a cognitive test, and I will go with him.
Yeah.
And take one also. For the first time, we'll be a team and do it for the good of the country. And from now on, all presidential candidates should be mandated to take a cognitive test and an aptitude test, regardless of their age. Do you mean that?
I've done 2 of them. And by the way, they're not the easiest tests, okay? I guarantee you, Joe is going to have a hard time once you get past about the first 10% of the test. I aced it. Twice I aced it. But you know what? If I didn't, or if I didn't do well, I'd want to know about it for myself. And you have an obligation to the people. You're representing 350 million people. So you could have somebody that has serious brain damage or somebody that's got some problems. I think it's a good thing even for that person to know about it. No, I said I'd like to go take a test, take a good, solid, strong test, go with Joe. I'll go with him. Same doctor, same everything. Take the test.
I want to get into something that has become a critical point for the Biden administration and the Biden campaign against you. This is a headline that the campaign put out. Trump's Project 2025 is a deliberate attack on Black lives and Black livelihood. And it talks about the cost of things and what it says 2025's project would be. I first of all just want to get from you your thoughts on Project 2025 and whether or not Biden can use this effectively against you.
I don't think he'll be able to. Look, first of all, I have no idea what it is. It's a group of extremely conservative people got together and wrote up a wish list of things, many of which I disagree with entirely. They're too severe, like on abortion, as an example. They have a strong view of abortion. Well, from what I've heard, it's not too far, way too far. They've gone really too far. I wanted to get abortion. I did a great job. But getting rid of Roe v. Wade, I was able to get it back into the states. And now I've given it back to the people. The people are voting. And frankly, the people are voting in many cases quite liberally. You look at Ohio, look at what happened in Ohio, look at what happened in Kansas. They can vote the way they want. It's not a federal issue. It'll never be a federal issue again.
Your vice presidential pick, are you close?
I'm very close. I mean, I'm very close.
Does it matter if it's Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, or someone else on the Democratic ticket in terms of it's a woman, it's a person of color, any of those types of issues? Does it matter who you choose as your VP?
You have people that are very smart people. They say it does. I say it doesn't. They say, oh, it depends on what's going to happen, who you're going to pick. I don't think so. You're going to pick a great person, you're going to run. The other thing I've noticed, if you look, I don't want to belittle it because it's a very important position, especially if something bad should happen. But that's the most important, if something bad should happen. There was one time, as students of this, you and I are, Lyndon Johnson helped a lot with Illinois, but that was a different kind of a help. He was a wheeler dealer. I don't think it matters who I'm running against. I'm running against, more than Biden, I'm running against bad policies of the radical left.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kayleigh McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.